Okay, we are live.
Well, welcome everyone. This is our leaders call for the silver and above and some premieres. And it's our extra little bonus call because we have been rolling out a lot of new documents and a lot of new tools. And we just wanted to have this call, as you see here, as a bringing it all together, kind of going over all the new docs and sequencing that we've kind of been illustrating, and making sure everyone, has been reviewing them, understands kind of the gestalt, the big picture, and the flow of what we're kind of illustrating and talking about with these, and then open it up for questions and answers, because we really want you guys, all of us, the leaders, to really understand the whys and the hows of using these, and really kind of effortless effort flowing through the sequence of that, from hostess to share to builder, and then what do you do with a new builder, and to be teaching that and duplicating that forward for your people.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask a favor of all the leaders on the call. If you have people in your downline that should be on the call and they're not, would you send them a text message and remind them? I think a lot of people forgot we actually had a call today. So we'd love to get everybody live if possible.
Yeah.
So the function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. The purpose of Success Circle is truly to empower all of you to move forward in your business, to empower your new builders, and to teach how to use the systems and the strategies to move forward. And so that is one of the main purposes of this. And as Josie said, we've brought a lot of documentation together to serve as a roadmap towards your success. Now, of course, with that, everything is not black and white in this business.
Yes.
And these are templates. So you are welcome to change them. You are welcome to modify them. You are welcome to do things that feel right for you. So we just want you to know that this is a template and it's a guide.
Guidelines.
It's guidelines, right?
We're kind of saying, look, here, and this should be really stressed as you move forward, is that by no means in every situation do you need to use all of these documents.
Right.
That could be way overkill and TMI for people. And there's going to be sequencing where, in that particular instance, the sequencing that we've laid out for, say, the new builder checklist, like how you go through things, where you're going to switch some things around and go through that sequence a little bit different, because intuitively it's just not feeling right. And so that you want to kind of also build in. Some people are very black and white in their thinking, and they really want it to just be like, nope, this is how we do it. Boom, 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 boom. And we want to stress that that's not always the case.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And we wanted to have this call with all of you because we also don't want to completely overwhelm our new builders that are going through the program, because we are asking a lot of them. And so we want you to have clarity on these resources and how to use them and what they are. And then as it's appropriate, you can bring them into your business and you can introduce them to the new builders. So there are things that we're sharing with them and we're talking about, we're sharing the resources, but we'd really then like for you to get familiar with the documentation and work with them in your team as you like. So as we go through this call, some of these things we've gone over before, some of them we're going to go in more detail today. And then we definitely, hopefully we'll breeze through this, because we'd also really like to have time for discussion, questions, and just to hear how you're doing with the program, if you have any questions about it, and just also do a general check-in. Okay, so we'll save time for that at the end. So this is a list of all the documents that we have now created. Josie and I have been working, especially Josie's had the document department. So we've both been working really hard on pulling all this stuff together. And again, we really hope that it will help just streamline and answer a lot of questions and be of use for all of you. So we have our Join Our Community doc. We have the new enrollee checklist. We have a hostess share builder guideline. We have a hostess letter. We have the raffle tickets. We talked about that yesterday. We have the new builder checklist, a business builder agreement, a coaching questionnaire, some coaching guidelines, some weekly call guidelines, and then of course the 631 schedule.
And as I'm looking at this, I'm realizing, so what we did not incorporate here was the builder worksheets.
Oh, yes.
And so we could talk about that because we're going to show you, these are all now listed on the website. So
we can add those.
We have the builder worksheets in the Facebook pages, but we can, because this is going to be a resource guide, we should probably
we'll add them here.
The builder worksheets here too.
And it's all
let's do that.
Work in process.
It's work in progress. We're meeting with our designer later today. So we ask everyone, there's going to still on the website and such forth be some tweaks, and in some of even our checklists that are the beautiful PDFs, we're going to change a little bit of the wording around still. So if you guys want to be printing that out, because these could be, some of these we're going to suggest you could print out and laminate some, have some in a folder thing. Wait until the end of the week, like Friday, everything should be kind of solid and finished, but we're still tweaking a couple things.
Yes. Okay. So where you're going to find everything is, again, on the Essential Wellness Community Facebook page. You see where the purple arrow is that points to resources, and we have all the list of docs. So hopefully this is super easy. You can go right to the page. You can download all the documents, and then we also have them so you can see what the document is. And as Josie said, we'll add in the builder forms as well. So you have one spot, they're all there.
One spot we're going to go for, to kind of just access a lot of these resources.
Yeah, perfect. Okay,
all right.
So we have covered some of these already, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on them today, but we did just want to review all of them so you kind of have the whole cohesive picture of it. Is there anything else you want to say about this one?
So the intention of this is like, look at how great my team is. These are the resources you get when you sign up with and enroll with whoever you are, me, right? Versus anyone else who's not on the Essential Wellness team. When you enroll with me, let me highlight all go through the things. This is the commercial. So this should really, I would say, after Friday, because we are making a couple changes to this, print this out, laminate a few, or put them in those whatever folder things where it's clear. And this is, you can actually hold up or pass out a few during your classes and sort of say, during your close, join our Essential Wellness Community, and with your doTERRA wholesale account receives these gifts. And you can walk people through all the things they're going to get just signing up with you. So that's the idea of this.
And some things that I want to point out here is that we realize that many of you have your own Facebook pages and have your own groups, and that is awesome. And we know that there's different team names. So we hope that you feel that you are part of this bigger umbrella and that you can tap into these resources and bring them into your group pages. So if you're not adding people to the PDX page or to the Pathway to Success page, you have your own business page, your own product support page. That's why we didn't specify which group it was.
Right, it just says private Facebook support group.
But you are still, these resources are there for you and your team. So the webinars, the team calls, you can still promote them. You can promote the page, so we hope that you all take ownership of this and utilize this as a resource, and also leverage it for why your team is so awesome and why somebody wants to join you.
Yeah. Because it's the community. We changed that name to Essential Wellness Community.
Yes. So we really hope that this resonates for you. We've really done our best to make it feel all inclusive, and not that it's just, mine or Josie's. Granted, we are putting a lot of work into it, but we really want it to feel like it's something for all of you. We also are always open to feedback and suggestions. And we always are listening and constantly trying to make this better. and do our best to make it really user-friendly and full of really great content. So we hope you guys appreciate this.
Okay. So that next big thing is sort of now someone enrolls. And we've been wanting for a long time this idea of a checklist for great people would really love, especially the new wellness advocates, the checklist of like, what do I do when I enroll someone? We have all this stuff and it feels all swirly. Well, now it's not swirly. So here's the checklist. And again, you could, when you have a new builder or sharer or someone working in the business, you could print out one or two of these and give this to them so that they have this as their checklist to go through. And again, just reading through them, it's boom, boom, boom. You enroll the person, activate these resources. So the idea is here's these resources right away. Make sure that they're aware of these things that they could be adding to their calendar, show them, walk them through our team website, and schedule a business overview if they're interested. And then what you do is they've had the business overview. Now you're going to walk them through the new builder checklist if they are interested. So this is the sequence, and it's kind of just going along with the doors, the 3 doors of openness, but these are checklists for you too, so you don't forget to like, oh, right, I forgot to see if they wanted to opt into the team newsletter, right? And things like that.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
All right. So I did not read through this before with the greater group when we brought it out, and I know it might be a little bit, but I wanted to read through it, and we decided we would do that now because I think there's some of you who probably have not yet, and this is open to changing, in the future. Our big attempt here was to bring a flow for people and an understanding with what we have come up with is really, it can be a sticking point in people's businesses that can lead to bigger problems and some of the things that create sort of issues in the future. And so trying to, again, come to deeper and deeper clarity from the very beginning. And that's what all of these documents is this roadmap for greater clarity from the very get-go. So, and there was also a little bit of incongruence with the hostessing. So trying to have book hostessing and classes from classes with the EDGE model. And so bringing those two together and really understanding with a little complexity, because then starting to understand well, what are the implications if you're having hostessing and classes with, say, enrollments and placements. And so I'm just going to read through this with you guys. And at the end, jot down questions that you have, and then we can talk through them. So a hostess is someone, she agrees, I'm going to say it's a she, it could be a he, but agrees to host a class for you. Great. You have a follow-up membership overview before the class. You ask, are you open to the idea of getting your products for free or creating an income with doTERRA? No, I'm really not. I have no interest in the business. I love you. I love you, Josie. You're my sister. I love you. I want to support you. I don't want to do that business at all. Great. You're a hostess. Thank you so much for helping me with my business and for giving your referrals and for giving me referrals for your growing business. I'm going to review, so it says here, review the hostess gift they will be receiving. So we've already talked about those. Everyone gets to kind of come to the hostess gifts in that sequence that they like and they feel comfortable with. You will send them the hostess letter, which we have next, via email, and set up a call for any remaining details in the class. And that's just very social and fun. You can tweak, we're going to go through that, the hostess letter, that's a guideline that does not have to be that in depth if you don't want it to be. These enrollments and placements go to you, i.e. me, if this was go to the person giving the class. Or the person you choose. Maybe I'm doing this for someone in my downline and I would that's my choice. So I'm going to read that again. These enrollments and placements go to you or the person you choose, as does the responsibility of their membership overview and support, right? So whoever's doing the membership overview and the deeper level support, should be getting, it could be that you're the upline and you keep the enrollment, you place it somewhere in your downline, and the person in the downline is doing the membership overview and the support, and you will maybe later on give them the enrollment, so that's also that. The hostess, the definition of the hostess is she does not receive enrollment or sponsorship. If she's going to get sponsorship, which equals placement, she's a sharer. And we'll talk about that. There's this gray zone of someone who's like in between hostess and sharer, like not really a real sharer, but kind of hostess, but they give them the placements. That's down in the letter. That's where things get sticky. So if yes, now we go back to the thing. If yes from the hostess, or unsure, or she'd like to know more, like, oh, well, I don't know, Josie, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean, do I want to get for free? What does that entail? They need a business overview and to briefly review the guidelines of a sharer versus builder. So here I'm going to read through some of the stuff you would say to them. The first step to getting your oils for free or earning any compensation with doTERRA is to maintain, and you get to decide whether you're going to tell them 100, 125, or 150 PV monthly order within the Loyalty Rewards program. And then I'm not going to read this, but I have a little paragraph about I say, let's review the benefits of the Loyalty Rewards program from the membership overview. And it's just going through all of the points and all the bennies of getting 60% and all this great stuff. And then I say, highlight the additional benefits of the share program. So that first 4 months, if they start sharing and stuff, they're going to get, and show them the kits and all the free stuff that they could be getting. So with the benefits of the LRP and the share program, and I just say here, some people are unsure about the share program. We had a question about that. If you are, go to your back office, go to the dashboard, click on the share program, open up the document, and read through all of the points. It's not complicated. Basically, they receive 15% from the day they sign up to 4 months, those first 4 months of their Wellness Advocate account. Anyone who starts sharing and enrolling people will receive 15% back of the total volume sold to people in classes in cash and 15 in points. So it's 30% total. It's 10% higher than just the Fast Start bonus. That's the difference. And it's split. 15% they get cash, 15% they build up that amount and they redeem it for really cool packages of stuff, of a product. 30% back, so from all enrollment orders in the first 4 months of becoming a wellness advocate. Show them all the share kits, because those are juicy, and tell them that the points are a 1-to-1 redemption value. So every dollar they sell goes to a point value. It's a 1-to-1. Usually those kind of programs are not. It's like you have to sell 100 points to get 1 in the redemption. No, it's 1-to-1. Okay, so here are basic guidelines of what is a sharer and what's a builder. And you really want to go through this with people, because this is that nuts and bolts of like, well, what do I have to do? What does that entail? So you've told them, first of all, that they need to be engaged in Loyalty Rewards and doing a minimum order of somewhere between 100 to 150 a month. So a sharer, the definitions that we like to kind of go back to are someone would like to get their oils for free. That's kind of that baseline. The commitment is 125 monthly LRP. They need to invest in a book, so they have either Modern Essentials or My Essential Life is a book. They're interested in supplementing their income, so that's actually a goal. It's something that they say they want. They give membership overviews to their enrollments and or placements. So a sharer is someone who's willing to learn enough of the business to give a membership overview. And they're going to host an event 1 to 2 times a month. Like they're going to be teaching some classes. And in order to teach a membership or do a good membership overview, they need to go through the 4-week training. So this is someone who's like, yeah, I want to supplement my income and I'm interested in learning this business a little bit. I mean, the 4-week training is not that much work. It's great. It's fun. There you go, 4-week training. And the work, this is a commitment of 3 to 5 hours a week minimum with business related activity. So that's a sharer. A sharer should be ideally placed on your second or third level with customers placed underneath. This is what we are aiming for and to teach going forward in the ideal world. A builder. They would like to create a part-time or full-time income. So sometimes we confuse sharers with builders, but really the definition of a builder is somewhat a minimum of a part-time income for themselves. So let's go down. It's a minimum of 15 to 20 hours a week in business-related activities. They commit to 150 LRP monthly. The oils are a part of their life. Love them. Actively seeks out growth opportunities and business trainings. Like this is exciting. This isn't like, oh, I have to drag you to go to some kind of business training. Does regular personal development, reading books, watching webinars, seminars, spiritual growth, all of that. They're down, they're interested, and they're okay with like wanting to implement the EDGE success system as a training system, and definitely the 631. And this includes doing membership overviews and business overviews, teaches 1 to 2 classes a week or presentations, one-on-ones. Yeah, these ideally are the people you place on your top line, and that we also start to seek to speak to find for our top line later in the business, those of us who started before we understood all this. Okay, so here's the juice, this last part of this document. This is like that gray part, okay? So sharers and builders should be the enroller and sponsor of their referrals. This is when they start just starting out, right? They're still a hostess, but they're telling you things that are making you, that they're pointing, they're saying, yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, I identify as that, or I identify as this. Of the referrals, if they meet the qualifications and give commitment to the above qualifications. Okay, ready? If someone is not certain about their level of interest and commitment towards building a doTERRA business, i.e., they do not yet want to, 1, learn to and give membership overviews to their people, or be coachable and engage in business trainings, right? But they will host a class and they will commit to maintaining a 125 LRP, and you've had a business overview with them. You kind of explained the structure a little bit, and they say they would like to receive their oils for free as a minimum level of compensation. Like that's juicy for them. Okay, so that's a vast majority of people. That's where a lot of people start, and that's what a lot of people will commit to. So if that's the case, then our suggestion to you, then we suggest that you be the enroller of these referred people and they receive sponsorship. In the future, I'm reading from this document. This is what's in this document. If in the future they decide to engage in the business as a sharer or builder, i.e. start to do business training and give their own membership overviews as a minimum, you have the ability to transfer enrollership over to them, right? That one time. So you definitely, it's like by keeping the enrollership, you are not taking something away from them. You're doing the work in that moment. So if they do engage, you can then give it to them. Remember, you will be doing all the membership overviews and supporting all of the people. So this rule of thumb is whoever does the membership overview should receive the enrollment. If someone is in training with you, like you're an upline, and they are present with you and you're giving the membership overview, then that counts, right? So they're there, they're learning it. So it's not like, oh, we're going to poke you out of the nest and you have to like totally give your own membership overview right away for it to count. No, if they're present with an upline giving it, that counts as them giving the membership overview. They should still receive the hostess gift, because you're the one that's going to be receiving the fast start bonus. And I didn't put this in here, but people also negotiate the fast start bonus with people. You keep the enrollership and you can, as the hostess gift, right? You can decide along that scale between 10% and 20% that you would give them back in the sales from the class. And that's your choice to negotiate. And I say here a tip, at the end of the class, the total OV sales for the class, and project forward about any LRPs for the second month, right? Because that's the 60 days of the fast start. And inform your hostess about that amount of money. that this fast start bonus will be that you're going to receive because you're doing the work. And it might start to shift their ideas and thoughts about the monetary possibilities and the business potential. So that is this document, the Hostess Sharer Builder Guidelines. We welcome any feedback and such forth, but I really wanted to try and write out these guidelines for people to start to take forward with their people and explain this process where it's really going to make sense and start to hopefully bring more clarity around how this works.
Absolutely.
Any comments, Aish?
Nope. I think.
Sorry, that was a little Josie dice.
Yeah. we really hope that is helpful.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward.
Okay, next is the hostess letter.
That's really, it's again a guideline for you have a class, someone wants to host, and you find out that they're just a hostess, or they could be a sharer too. Here's this guideline about how to have a successful class.
Mm-hmm.
And if
you're going to read it.
No, we're not going to read it.
We're going to let you guys read this.
Mm-hmm. It's really this succinctly trying to say, hey, you need a couple touches. Mm-hmm. Just doing out a big blast to Facebook ain't going to work. But being, gentle and nice about it. And you are welcome to sit down with them and go through this. There's a lot of different things you can do, but here you go. Here's
and really what we're wanting to do here is get really proactive because I see people set classes up and they really break down in the inviting. They put something on Facebook, nobody comes to their class. I don't know why nobody has shown up. Where if you are proactive in your inviting and you follow these steps, and likewise, if you're having a hard time getting people to classes, look at these steps. Are you actually doing this? Yeah. I think sending a letter is great, but also following it up with a conversation and really walking somebody through. Because if you're taking the time to set up the class, to invite people, to get everything ready for it, but you don't actually go that extra step to really make sure that you're having those touches with people and then nobody shows up, it can be really disappointing. But again, you want to look at where the breakdown is and why that's happening and how can we be more proactive to get people to come.
And you could, and really also that idea of, asking questions, getting agreements from people. So when someone is saying, yes, I'd like to host a class, she's like, well, great. Are you familiar with, do you throw a lot of parties and stuff? Are you the person that your friends go to for birthday parties and showers and stuff? And they say, no, oh my gosh, I'm really not that good at that. Say, oh, okay, so it sounds like maybe would you like some help and guidance around inviting? And we have here that, let them know if they want help with the invitation. A lot of times that's a big deal for hostesses. And yes, you want to work with that graphics and to help them with the online invitation and or an invitation. A really quick, easy, simple thing is always from the Class in a Box. They have those postcard invitations. You can use those and give them to your hostesses. Mm-hmm. That's a great, fantastic use of those. But, check in and see where are they along that scale of kind of hostessing.
Right, exactly. Okay, we're not going to talk about this more. We already talked about the raffle tickets. In the case you missed the call yesterday, we did add that extra line. Are you interested in a small or large business opportunity? So really paying attention to that line, because again, you never know who's in the room. You never know who might say, yes, I want to have a conversation about this. So this gives you another opportunity to ask that question. And then just make sure and always review that. And when you're sharing the dry entry forms, to have your hostess review that or the person you're working with.
We actually added this in from a request because there were some other raffle forms that people were using that had these questions. Mm-hmm. And they've been having a lot of success from classes with people checking that off. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we have the new doc uploaded on the Facebook page. If you downloaded the old doc, which was from last week, please make sure and download the new updated one. Okay, the new builder checklist.
Okay, so here's the other big beef in the presentation to go through. So this is like someone's gone through the membership overview and the business overview, and they're like, yeah, yeah, I'm interested in.
I want to do this.
I want to do this.
I'm ready. What do I do? Have you ever had that feeling when somebody says, yes, I want to do this? And then you go, oh, what do I do with them now? Right? So we want to eliminate that confusion. And so you know exactly the steps to take them through.
Yeah, I love it. It was from Seth and Rod. They just have this simple question. And you know how they're so great at stating stuff. I think their simple question is, hey, I'm just curious, are you at that place in your life where you're looking for additional income revenue? That's not weird. It's mostly when you start having kids and buying houses and people are in their 30s and 40s and 50s and it's like, or they want to starting to retire and you have no retirement and people are like, yes, I am in that place in my life when I'm looking for additional, might not be income revenue, it could be, additional income sources. That's all you have to ask really at the, in the business. So there you go. So they say yes. So here is now, what do I do? And I think this is that thing, that deer in the headlights for especially new wellness advocates. And again, starts to swim like, oh my gosh, I know there's this edge system, but really what do I do? Like, how do I start with them? I'm having my first meeting with, here it is. So number one, you've completed a business overview with them and they have expressed the desire to build a doTERRA business. Number two, walk them through our team website and resources. So that is a great introduction. Again, sort of starting to say, here is all the resources and let me show you where some of the things are housed and how you access them. Add them, number three, add them to the business Facebook page. So that's our Essential Wellness Pathway to Success. And, we stressed here, are they ready to build? Are they ready for Fast Track for Success? So someone might say, yes, I'm looking for this, but I have this thing going on in my life and I'm ready in 3 months. So you need to kind of check in. Are you ready to press go? Now, when they are, enroll them into the 4-week business training on the website. So you, even while you're walking them through the website, you say, here, let's enroll you right now. You're going to get the first thing in your inbox, the first module. There's only 4, but I think we're going to add another one probably. And that's going to change. That'll be a live link on the website there to the business training. And so add them to the 4-week business training. And then say your homework is to watch the first module, go through all of the stuff, do that week 1, and start the why journaling. What's the why journaling? You also, at the same time that you sign them up for the 4-week business training, you hand them a Fast Track planner. And so give them or send them, you will have sent it in the mail if they're long distance, a Fast Track planner, and you review with them, right? It's that section in the Fast Track planner that is all of those. This is just what's on the Fast Track planner, these goals, right? What is your goal? Why is it important to you? When would it when will it be accomplished? How will it be accomplished? So you want to, this is the beginning of just a mentor coaching call. And if they don't have the answers, that's okay. Say, this is part of your homework for week 1. Start to think about this because they're going to be journaling, right? That if nothing changes, how am I going to feel? That's that week 1 journaling. Have them contemplating these questions as well that they're not sure on. This is all in the prepare section. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. And in the prepare section, fill in the 90-day goal, the long-term goal, and the first 1 to 3 rank goals. That's actually down below. There's those little circles with the ranks. So fill that in that My Goals section of the Fast Track planner. So have them begin that week-long journaling of the why and watching the thing. It's just, and by the time you go through the 4-week business training and you've had these calls and set up all of this, you've gone through the whole prepare section. Anyways, I say this on the thing. So number 6, you then schedule a follow-up coaching appointment for the next week, right? Because you're going to give them a week to watch that first module. They're going to be doing this. So that's number 6. All right, let's go on. Next coaching appointments is next week. 7, review all of their homework, the why journaling and any questions and the week 1. So what does this let you know? You as the coach need to be pretty current with our business training and go through it. And I have a lot of leaders, not a lot, but I have some who've actually transcribed the whole sections so that they have it down, and when they go over their calls, they can sit there and say, well, what did you think about this and this? Very familiar with the training, so you can coach someone through it, and they ask you questions, you know what they're talking about. So that's important. If you haven't watched that was part of this whole success circle for the leaders. We upgraded. Things are constantly changing. So our business, that 4-week business training is different from what it was a year ago. So if you haven't watched it in a year, you need to relook at it. Okay, number 8, present the business builder agreement form and have them sign it. So
this is really important.
So let's go, we're going to go back and forth. This whole new builder checklist is what's going to take you through all of the next documents. So I'm going to go back and forth a little bit. So let's go look at the business builder agreement form. Oh, it's the next one. So do you want to talk? This is basically, this is the clarity. This is the same page. This is about professional respect. So the rest of these documents are all about, here are my expectations. Mm-hmm. I am working with you with my time, my love, and my energy. I want to make sure that there is a reciprocity with this and that there's a professional understanding. Okay. Yes. So that's what these are all about. So this business agreement form, in the efforts to support you in the growth of your business, we offer our valued time and insight to you. In exchange, we ask you commit to the following. So it is up to you if you guys want, and if you're willing and there's a special circumstance to negotiate some of these points, and you can do that, and you can cross some stuff out and write something in. We say 125. Maybe there's someone who can only do 100 for a while, but you at least let them know, when could you do 125? Let's talk about that. At what rank? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then this idea of going with number 5, this can be the stickler for people in the beginning. Understand that this business is built on giving essential oil presentations. This is a builder. This isn't a sharer. It could be a sharer, though. You can use this because most of us are sharers in the beginning and then become builders. That happens. So again, this idea of negotiation. Well, what can you do? Do you understand that this is the expectation? So let's look at that. We have to then look at what are you expecting in terms of income in your business, and is it actually realistic?
This also helps clarify that if somebody says they want to mentor with you, that's valuable time. Yes. And I personally experienced this in the beginning. I've mentored people, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. Has everyone experienced that? And so from the get-go, you are laying out what the expectations are. So if somebody looks at this and they go, oh, I really am not able to do, 1, 2, and 3, then go, no problem. When you are, let's have another conversation, but maybe they really aren't ready for mentorship yet. And so, and also if you have been mentoring with people, there's nothing wrong with going back and doing a reset to your relationship and say, this is something we're doing to move forward, so you can teach it to them and they can translate it down into their downline. Because where we have problems is when we have unspoken expectations. And probably all of us have done that. And then we get really upset that Sally isn't doing what we thought she was going to do, but we never actually told her what was entailed. So, and when you get somebody's signature on something, and when they've kind of read that and have a clear understanding of it, it really sets you up for a win-win situation. So we really hope that you will use this agreement form and bring it into your business and teach your team how to use it. And again, you are welcome to modify as you need.
Really tried to make this pretty loose, because even as a builder, right, we're asking a minimum of 5 hours. If someone, so that's inclusive of a sharer, really. Yes. And then the minimum being here about, we ask that you commit to teaching a minimum of 2 to 4 classes, and the equivalent would be 8 to 12 one-on-ones. So the minimum being 2 classes a month.
Yes.
It's like that anyone who is at least a sharer should be teaching 2 classes a month as a minimum.
And then the other line that is really important is number 6. We understand that life happens and circumstances can change. We ask that you communicate to keep our business going. If you decide you no longer want to build your doTERRA business and your upline has placed people under you, be willing to transfer or discuss transferring your account to someone new. Having this conversation from day one to really explain to somebody that if we begin to build a business underneath you and work with you and put time and energy into your organization, and at any time you want to opt out, 1, it gives them permission to do so. And 2, then it opens the door that you can have the conversation to say, this isn't working out. That's totally okay. But are you willing to sign your account over to someone else? And so if you have this conversation from the beginning, then that really can change the dynamics later down the road. And again, keep complications and misunderstandings and hurt feelings from happening. Okay, so should we go back to this?
Yeah. Okay, so this is in the second. Again, it could be the third, it could, right? And many people are going back and working with, already people who are sharers, builders, sharers, and starting to work with some of this. But you go from then presenting that agreement form and have them sign. Number 9, agree to a weekly 30-minute coaching mentoring call. So again, you're not going to be wanting to give your time and that's your precious real estate in your business schedule to someone who is just not even willing to be doing those basics. So that's the thing. It doesn't mean that they're not valuable in your organization and you can have phone calls and be, generally guiding them. But it means that they are not one of the people that you're probably going to be personally coaching every week. Okay. 10, schedule a follow-up coaching appointment call for the next week. And then you say, I'm going to be emailing you a coaching questionnaire. Okay, so you email them the coaching questionnaire. So this is now you're getting into the juice. You're getting into the more details about this person, where they are, what are their difficulties, what are they striving for, what do they understand about the business. So the whole coaching questionnaire is to really get you started off as a coach into what's going on for this person and to get them to start to really think about what are their goals, it's wonderful, a lot of resources here. So they should be filling this out, and then go back.
And also just to point out too, that if somebody's brand new, then some of these things may not apply yet. So again, realize that. But if somebody has been building for a while or sharing for a while and they're ready to step into a mentorship, then this gives you a good assessment of where they are. Do they have their Power of 3 bonus? Do they even know what it is? Are they using the Edge Success, etc.? Because sometimes you have people that have been around for a while and they've gone through and done things and now they want to start coaching. So again, it might not be that all the questions always apply, and you can if it's a brand new person, you can let them know that.
You say just go fill it out anyways, and things that you don't understand or don't, just leave them blank. It's fine.
Yes. Okay.
All right, great. Okay. So the next appointment, present the coaching guidelines. Oh, sorry. And so you email them the coaching questionnaire and you review. So that's number 13. You review the coaching questionnaire with them. You go through it. And you also then, those should be switched. Okay. You present next the coaching guidelines and you receive agreement on these. So now let's go. So you've talked. What are the coaching guidelines? This is again, so first you get agreement about, yes, I want to be a builder. Here's like the minimums. Here's what this means. Here's what I'm getting into with the builder agreement. The coaching guidelines is, yes, I'm going to take you on in my valuable time real estate in my business in weekly coaching. But these are my expectations of you and myself. Like, here's what I expect. And so this is incredibly valuable because people they cannot value or respect your time because they have, thoughts and stuff about what network marketing is or different things. I mean, it's really astounds me sometimes. So this is really the guidelines for us to be laying down about this. And I love a lot of the wording. I think we're not going to go through all of it now. Is there anything you want to highlight? But when at the end, there is the, cancellation and rescheduling. You lay out their times. And in this beginning one, you go over kind of what the procedure, right? What the weekly action steps and the stats, what you mean by these things, like how you're going to work with them, either if they're working with the app of the Fast Track Planner, or if people don't want to do that, then you just take a picture with your iPhone, or figure out some way. If they're super old school, they can scan it, and people find ways to go through that. And then we've gone through this, right? The win, the challenge, struggle, the action steps. But you're just kind of you can bring them into this slowly, right? You don't want to overwhelm people. So it's kind of like when you decide to go into this scheduling of here's what it's going to look like, that can be a sequence of things. All right. Because we also have this, which is the end, the weekly call guidelines. So here's really for you, this isn't what you're going to give the person. This is for you coaching forward, to be able to just have this cheat sheet and remember, like, here's the main things I want to be covering and going through as the coach. And here's some extra questions that you can kind of be asking and focusing and looking on in your coaching and your mentoring. And I wanted to highlight one thing back here. If you haven't read this, please read it. I mean, I forget where we have it in here, but
is it about the friends?
Yeah, I have it here. This might be a new relationship, or we may be longstanding friends and or family. In either respect, this 30 minutes is our time for doTERRA business conversation. We agree that if we desire to talk about wider topics, then we can schedule another call. This is so important because we're women. A lot of us are close friends. And it's just that recognition, like, this is what this call is about when we're doing it's a business call. That's all. And if there's. Okay, great. So let's go back so we can get to questions with everyone to review them. And then I say 14, right? The wrap up. You start to see the big picture. Continue to coach them through the 4-week training program in the beginning. So for those first initial weeks while you're still taking someone through the business training program, you're not going to give them those call guidelines and stuff. That comes later in kind of general coaching. The first many ones, you're going to be going through that 4-week business training, answering any questions they have during that coaching call. And then by the end of that time period, they will have completed all within the prepare section of the Fast Track Planner and should have their first 3+ classes scheduled and ready to go. So we just say down here, remember, your commitment to them as their enroller or upline mentor coach is to help guide them through their first 1 to 4 oil classes, membership overviews, and business overviews. That's kind of your commitment to teaching and mentoring them through that. And the business relationship with clarity equals a foundation for success.
Awesome. And keep in mind that if you take the time to put energy into your builders and empower them, that ultimately at the end of the day, you want them to fire you so they can go and run their business and feel confident to move forward without all the hold handing. But in the beginning, it is important to make sure they know how to move through everything. And as you model that, the best way to teach it is to model it and to do it with them. And so by utilizing these, by setting up these guidelines, by being there with them, you are modeling that, and that can be then carried forward. Okay, so we can move through all of this. And then we're not going to spend time here because I want to open it up for questions. But as you are all familiar with the Daily Ed 631 Success Schedule, it's just a cute little meme. We actually now have 2 of them on the Essential Wellness community page, so you can download whichever one you like and have that as a reference.
Print that out. You give that to them in the beginning too. These are nice gifts, a little packet.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the screen share, and we are going to open it up for questions because we do need to wrap up our call at let's see, right at 10. Hold on here. Okay, so we can do this two ways. We'll look in the chat box, and or if somebody has a more involved question, we can also put you on video and you can ask it in person. So we'll just look over the questions really quick. And or if you have a question, go ahead and type it in now.
So Christy's asking, how long will the Success Circle recorded calls be available? Will it always be up for us to watch and refer to?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we are. We're going to have them
up
under Success Circle with the password Success Circle.
And also, so you guys know, we're going to do another Success Circle in the fall. We don't have the exact dates, but we're going to probably do it after convention. So all of this material is going to be available. The calls will be available, and then we'll do it again in the fall.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. There is something well with the formality of the business agreement.
Well, again, if somebody is new, I mean, like we said, you get to decide whether you want to use these documents or not. If you are putting your time and your energy into somebody that says they want to coach with you, you need to be mindful of who you're putting that time and that energy into.
Yeah.
So it can be a really good indicator if somebody is getting overwhelmed because you want them to sign a simple contract that says they're going to show up on the call on time. They're going to
put in a minimum of 5 hours and 2 classes a month and show up to a call on time that you're giving yourself of.
Yes.
That's good feedback.
Yeah. So of course you get to decide. It's your business, it's your relationships. But if they're giving you a lot of resistance towards that, you may want to consider that and how you move forward with them, because that could be a good indication about how they're going to move forward with their business.
And that's an interesting, because I understand that it was, she stated as the formality of the business agreement. And maybe it's an opportunity to kind of say, I love you, we're friends, but I do want to let you know, this is slightly formal, but this is a business.
Right.
And we have a friendship and we have our business relationship.
This is also where people get into trouble.
Say that.
Is that people get into relationship, especially with friends. There's a lot of unspoken expectations.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of upset that people aren't following through on the other side. And so if you lay that out and say, I'm really excited to move forward with you and do this business with you, and I would love for you to review this so we both have clarity on how to best move forward, it actually helps keep the relationship a lot healthier. But again, you get to decide. So,
And in the laying out of them, it can, rather than sort of saying, well, here's the expectations I have of you, sort of say, here's what we've established as these different kind of zones. Like there's a sharer and there's a builder and there's some in between. Where do you see yourself? Mm-hmm. So it's like you let them self-identify according to what the guidelines are, and sort of say, does this seem comfortable to you if I talk, these out? Is there anything here that is kind of a big red flag or as issue? And it gives you time to kind of talk it out, because sometimes it's just their mind freaking out, and their fears and their insecurities of like, well, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. Say, okay, but let's talk about that. Like, where's the resistance coming from?
Yeah, exactly. So again, we hope that these are helpful for you. Here's another question. I was just taking note of that, Kim. She's asking, what are you expecting from reviewing the Builders Worksheets weekly with our mentees? I actually just took a mental note that I would like to add in the Builders Worksheet. We actually created that doc before Success Circle. I created that a couple months ago, and I would like to add the Builders.
You mean the one that's the like
one that we're using now? There's
the other one that's the spreadsheet one that's like,
no, but I think she's referring to the Builder Tracker, right?
No.
some of the people I work with, it's not exactly that one where they go through, it's the builder tracker. You just plug in all your numbers and you can, there's another one too. That's a spreadsheet. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
That I think is better for like long-term, weekly, for people to just like punch their numbers in and give to you. It's easier. Yes, it's
the Excel sheet.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Excel one. The builder worksheet, I believe, is more, it's like for the beginning. It's for people to like get start coming into that grokking, oh, right, I need classes and this and the volume, and it kind of is like math and kind of getting all that and getting themselves. But once you get past Premier into Silver, if you're coaching, right, your people, the Excel spreadsheet is a much better way to do it with like your numbers.
Yeah, she's talking about this one, the one that we've been using for the Elite, Premier, and Silver. Again, any of these different sheets, I think they're incredibly valuable, and you should be using one of them because they offer a lot of information and they help people keep on track on where their business is. And so whatever you decide to use, again, with your person, then just stay consistent with that. And we could certainly add that into the list of choices. So right now we just have Review the Fast Track Planner.
Right. So Tracy says the tracker is an everyday tool. The builder worksheet's a monthly layout.
Right. So, okay. Well, it is, we have 1 minute left. Are there any other questions? Where are these questions?
What questions?
In
the chat?
What? I'm not sure what you're asking, Asha. Are you asking about the questions? The coaching questions are on the doc. Are you asking about those questions, or are you asking about the questions? We have a chat where everyone's seen. Okay.
Maybe just we see the chat questions. No. There's a group chat.
No,
the questions you just asked Asha about not seeing the questions, that's a question that we're seeing.
Okay. Okay, guys. Well, we hope you have an awesome day today. Thank you so much. We hope this program is successful for you and your business, and that you're enjoying it, and that this is helping moving things forward. We want nothing more than all of you to become diamonds and to be massively successful in your business. We love you all so much, and we appreciate all of your hard work and your dedication, and we look forward to connecting with you all soon. Okay, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.